Frog pose, knees as far away from each other. We're going to come down onto the elbows. Then what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to keep my knee in 90 degrees, and then I'm trying to sit back so that my hips are now at 90 degrees. And then you're just going to take a couple of breaths in this position. Big deep breath in. As you breathe out, see if you can soften that belly as best you can. Big deep breath in. As you breathe out, really try to relax your stomach. Now, if you start to feel the inside of the legs easing up a little bit, just see if you can walk the knees out a slight bit. And then again, a couple of breaths. Now, in terms of a hip position in this, now, we don't want to roll into an excessive anteriorly tilt, so where my back is arching. What we actually want to do is just to find a relatively neutral position for you. So depending on your hip structure will dictate where you want to put the hips. So you might actually prefer to sit in this position or even tucking your pelvis, but just find a relatively neutral position for you. And again, just focus on our breath. Now from here, we're going to start to rock forward and back. So now we're just starting to limber up in this movement. So here, what I think of is that I try to squeeze my glutes a little bit, even the outside tissue of the legs, just to get the body to feel a little bit supported here. Because you know, in this position, you're going to feel a bit of a lengthening of the tissue on the inside. So if you're not used to this, it can be quite uncomfortable at the start. Then from there, what I want you to do is I want you to start to raise one heel up. So now we're basically rotating this leg into an internally rotated position. So we're working here on getting that capsule of the hip, so femur in the capsule of the hip, like we're getting that to warm up slightly. So just think of it like we're trying to grease the joint there. So getting that fluid in the hip just to get nice and warm here, which is going to help us just as we start to stretch a little bit deeper into those hips. And then from there, we just sit back and we start to relax. Contractions in this position. What I think of here is squeezing the inside of my legs to press my knees down into the floor. And then I take a big deep breath in, build tension in the abs, press my knees down and squeeze the inside of the legs. We're going to do this for 10 seconds. So again, just control that breathing. After 10 seconds, I take a big deep breath in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my glutes as hard as I can and try to pull my knees away from each other. So I'm really trying to pull as much as I can. So you can see now my legs are starting to shake in this position. Really drive those knees away from each other. Control your breathing. That's really important here. We don't want to hold our breath. And then from there, we just relax. What I find the easiest way to get out of this is we either army crawl forward, or what you can do is you bring your heels towards each other and start to walk your hands back to bring you up and out of that position.